Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. So I'm here to put down our cards for next week, which starts 17th of October, Monday. And just kind of a little shuffle of the black and white Faulkner deck as usual to see what we have for next week. Excuse me. So we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is quite a tough card, really. It talks about that energy of kind of feeling like we need to defend ourselves, protect ourselves, fight our corner, all of that stuff. It's quite a stressy card. It talks about really having things going on that you are struggling to sort out. There is an energy of that with all of us at the moment. With the current environment that we're all living in, it's very stressful, it's very difficult, it's very tense. I have loads of stuff going on around me at the moment that is difficult. Without going into details, some family stuff that is very difficult at the moment, with family illness, and it's a tough time. The Seven of Wands would describe exactly how I feel currently. This is not a reading that it's not about me. It's a general energy reading, but sometimes I think the cards do pick up stuff from me because that's only natural that I'm dealing them out. So why wouldn't they do that? But in a general energy, the Seven of Wands does talk about that feeling of needing to defend, needing to protect, and really having to battle a little bit to get to a place where you want to get to. So, beginning of the week does look like it's going to be a little bit of a toughie. So I'm going to have a shuffle of this other deck that I've got, which is the Santa Muerta deck. This is the top of the thing. I've probably absolutely massacred how you pronounce that. But that is that. It's this themed on the Mexican Day of the Dead. So I thought quite appropriate in our October working through our spooky decks month. So I'm going to have one from this deck today and see. What we get. Okay, so let's see what we've got. I absolutely love the backs of these cards, by the way. Really, really beautiful. Our card is the Queen of Wands. So, interestingly enough, the Seven of Wands is all about that need to defend, protect, fight, all that kind of energy. The Queen of Wands talks about being able to get stuff done. The Queen of Wands is doer. She is a powerful woman. She is very much orientated on doing things. If a Queen of Wands can't do something, they find it very, very frustrating. So that's their energy is action. The Wands are all about action anyway. So it is about moving forward and taking action and getting all that done. But the Queen of Wands is powerful. So this is stepping into your power. It's a successful card. It's also very much, the Queen of Wands will do anything for her friends, for her family. All of that kind of energy goes with the Queen of Wands. So it's a really good, strong, powerful energy. And it talks about actually getting the stuff done. So where we start at the beginning of the week with the whole Seven of Wands thing being a bit difficult and a bit blocked and really feeling like we've got to fight our corner and defend, the Queen of Wands is much more positive in that she says, you know what? We're going forward, we're moving forward, we're getting stuff done. So if you do feel a bit blocked at the beginning of the week, don't freak out too much because the Queen of Wands is much more active and much more able to move forward. Seven of Wands is all a bit blocked. Queen of Wands is actually, you know what, I'm coming and I'm doing it. So yeah, really good, strong, positive energy towards the end of the week with the lovely Queen of Wands. So that's the tarot for us. I'm just going to grab the oracle cards, move these back a little bit so we can see. Sorry about the state of my table today. Just honestly, it's been so difficult and so much stuff going on. I just haven't even really had time to tidy my little table up and sort out my mat. It's all kind of wrinkly at the moment. I just couldn't even get it to lay down properly. So we are where we are with the crinkly mat. So let me just have a little shuffle of the Oracle, the Halloween Oracle, and see what we've got. Let's go with our lovely Wands cards. Okay. So Halloween Oracle is we've got the Graveyard. What the Graveyard talks about is unnecessary fear. That is what the Graveyard, the little sorry, I can't get my words out today. The Graveyard's little little straps line or little key message here is unnecessary fear. So I'll get the little book out and I'll have a little look and see what it says about the Graveyard. Luckily these are all in alphabetical order, so that's helpful. So it says here, the stones they mark the eternal resting place, yet the spirits are walking and they're ready for the chase. That's the little message in here. It says, today's modern graveyards are restful places, normally highly manicured and very well set out. Whilst they can be places of profound sadness, few are the creepy gothic places of old, yet they still hold an undercurrent of fear and seem frightening places. Pull this card to know that you fear unnecessarily. Things are not as they seem, and you can overcome your obstacles. The anxieties you have, although real, should be put aside before they haunt you long term. Trust that you know the correct next steps and that you will act upon them. So this is about, we have a circumstance or a situation around us, maybe, that we're seeing in a certain way, and that way is scary. So what this card is saying is actually it might not be quite as scary as you're seeing it. So maybe look at things from a slightly different angle to be able to dispel some of that fear. So that is a really lovely positive card, actually. Really, really positive message. So, sorry, I've got no space here today at all because I haven't moved things around. Okay, right, so let's have a look and see what Brian has got to go with all of this. Let's see what he's got to say. Right, okay, let's see what Brian's got to say. So our message from Brian today is we need to look into this more deeply. Things aren't as hoped for, so let's try and see what's at the bottom of this. Don't give up, but let's listen to what's going on around us. So I think there is quite a kind of energy of needing to look into things more deeply going on in these cards. So we've got like the Seven of Wands, which talks about being blocked, talks about kind of, tough feelings of needing to protect and defend. Then we've got the Queen of Wands, which is kind of saying, you know what, step into your power, you can get this done. The Graveyard seems to be saying that things probably aren't quite as bad as they're looking to us. But Brian's also saying you need to look into everything more deeply. So it seems quite a contradictory message to me at the moment. But I think that could be reflective of the energy that we're all in at the moment, because we have all this different conflict around us, these different conflicting opinions. And So I think we do have to be in tune with our own intuition. If something does not feel right, then look into it more deeply is what I would say, because that's the Brian message. But even though it doesn't feel right, that oracle card is saying, you know what, it's probably not quite as bad as you think it's going to be. So quite a confusing message, I think, actually. I'm going to be honest, I just pulled the cards out. They're quite confusing to me. They may be quite confusing to you as well. But there's a lot of contradiction. I just feel like there's a lot of contradiction in the energy in general at the moment. So what I'm going to do is to try and give us a little bit more clarity. I'm going to pull an extra tarot card. I'm going to pull one from the black and white deck. I'm just going to ask that those things seem very confusing. What else do we need to know? And let's just see if the Faulkner deck can give us a little bit more information. You never know. Let's have a look and see. Okay. So, our extra cards just kind of try and help us out a little bit. Is the Ten of Wands. So, the Ten of Wands is interesting because what the Ten of Wands says is don't take on too much. Keep it simple. The Ten of Wands is stressy card, you know, it's hardcore stuff with the Ten of Wands. It's a struggle. There's too much struggle. So in order to have less struggle, keep it simple and don't take on too much. That would be my overlaying message, I think. Because when I asked what more we need to know or if we could have some clarity, they gave me the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is basically saying, you know what? It's a confusing situation. It feels like a confusing week. Make it simple. Take on less. Do less. Try and do less stuff. And don't take on too much. So I will leave that with you for the time being. And hopefully that hasn't confused you too much. But I've got to tell it as it is. I'll be back again in the week to do some unboxings, hopefully. And I'll be back again next week to lay down a few more cards. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.